stuck inside my head. Remembering you and I analyze all those things you said. You told me you love me. You kissed and you hugged me. Then you smile and look in my eyes and tell me that you'll always be right there.
Good evening and happy Freaky Friday, peoples. It is another amazing, sultry, sexy episode of PGC After Dark with the Crazy Rich Aunties, and I am your host, none other than Leo Rochelle, and we got two of the aunties in the building with me. We got Auntie Deidre and Auntie Lindsay in this thing with me. And tonight's conversation is from shame to empowerment, unpacking the stereotypes and leading the sex positive movement. Okay. So, hey ladies, how you doing? You muted, boo. Let me unmute you. Let's see. There we go.
There we go. I
Hey,
am
girl.
doing lifing, but I'm here.
Understood. I am sad, okay?
Tell me
To the
about it.
wire today, down to the wire today, and I still didn't finish everything I needed to finish, but it's almost there. It's gonna be fine. Everything gonna be taken care of like it needs to be. So.
It's never enough hours in the day. Never.
Okay. Listen, I'm still up. I'm still like, I should have got me something to drink. I should have.
Me too. What you drinking?
All of those things.
Listen, we got some Bacardi with some fruit punch, Safeway fruit punch. It be hitting different. Safeway fruit punch. This is my thing.
I'm just counting down to the first. Woo.
Listen,
take a couple of sips for me.
I got you. I turned 42 this week.
Yay!
42. Happy belated birthday.
Yay.
Happy birthday,
good.
honey. So you got every reason to celebrate and have a drink. Listen, have one for me too. Because if I even have the slightest amount of a drink, I'm gonna be laid out. Okay. Listen. Okay, laid.
Yeah. Where'd she go?
It's okay. Her camera
right
needed a break.
Look, BRB. There she goes. Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes, you left us for a minute, but it's okay.
Listen, so when I'm recording from my phone, it's easy. Okay, so it's easier for me to record from my phone and navigate from my laptop.
Gotcha.
And so the minute somebody called, this thing kicked me out and everything, and I have to wait. And I'm glad it didn't do that this time, because usually it'll kick me out, then I gotta wait for it to load back up and into the thing, all of that other kind of stuff. So glad it didn't do all of that this time. It was just a little Facebook call. So tonight, we are talking about from shame to empowerment. Okay. We talked about last week, we talked about shame, and we talked about how how we need to bring back shame a little bit. We talked about how we need to bring back shame a little bit, how we are learning to navigate these sexual conversations and even these spaces when it comes down to having sex. And one of the biggest things that I think that we have to have these conversations is because Black women have been so hypersexualized for so long, you know what I'm saying? And so even like setting up this show, a lot of people thought we were just gonna be talking about sex, humping and being vulgar and all of the things. And I'm like, no, because that's not even the kind of person that I am. I can be vulgar if I choose to. I can, have those conversations and be loud and boisterous and a little bit, freaky deaky. But when it came down to having the conversations about putting this show together, it was simply about having the conversations that we aren't allowed to have in the open spaces all the time, and making it a safe space for us to talk about the other things that we feel like we need to talk about. Sometimes we need to talk about how some of us have never had an orgasm, and figure out how to navigate that space. Talk about how some of us have other traumas and things like that have happened in our lives that we need to navigate through or talk through, but we haven't had the spaces to be able to do so. So when we get to talking about sex on here, yes, we're going to be honest, we're going to be open and all of that stuff, but it is never going to be where we just going to be out here being flat out vulgar. and we gonna spill some tea, because a lot of times it's gonna be our own tea though. You're gonna learn a lot about us in a lot of different ways on this show, just like y'all do on Tuesday. And y'all gonna be like, damn, I didn't know that about you. You right, you didn't know that about me. So
well, now you know.
But now you know, okay. But just the hypersexualization of Black women from slavery all the way up until now, through media, through music, through all the channels, there isn't a time that I can really think about where women haven't been sexualized or overly sexualized at all. Can y'all?
Yeah.
You know of a time where we weren't hypersexualized?
No.
No, really.
Oh, okay. Because I'm like, girl, tell me when.
No, not really. Mm-mm.
No.
Mm-mm.
I was about to say, tell me.
I mean, it starts at a young age too. I think I started people telling me that I was gorgeous and I was developed at 10. Okay. And
Ooh,
so
man.
men were starting to talk to me because I looked older because I was 10. I mean, I looked like a grown woman. I didn't look grown. I was 10.
Yep. Same here. I had a lot of I was a taller plus girly, tall and thicker for my age. And so I told somebody this recently. I said the fact that you're desiring to have sex with me, or you want to have sex with me, and you keep telling me that, is not a turn on for me, because people have been trying to have sex with me since I was like 10. So that's 30 years that people have been sexualizing me. And so you think you telling me that you want to hump on me is supposed to excite me? It don't. I don't know where people have this idea that that women are supposed to be excited about someone saying that they're sexy, or that this or that, all these other things. And I think we like the compliments. Now, don't get me wrong. We absolutely love the compliments. We love all of those things. But I think when it comes to using those things in order to make it a point for sex, or trying to gain access to me, then that's a problem.
That's so crazy that we're talking about this, because as you're talking, all of this trauma from things that happened when I was a little girl is starting to come back from my memory, because I developed a very large breast at a young age. So I would feel so uncomfortable, so self-conscious at school, in elementary school and in high school. Now, I ain't trying to tell my age, but when I was coming up, there was no middle school. You went from elementary school straight to high school. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I don't even recall being in training bras. I feel like I just
Come on, big boobies.
I feel like I just went straight to the bras. Like, what is the
Big
training
booby
bra?
babes.
Like, what is that?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I can recall like it's early. I have pictures of me 12 years old. I'm like, dang, I'm kind heavy. Like, I look like I'm about to tilt over, And
You said them things was thangin', huh?
they was heavy. They were heavy. But I can recall in the ninth grade, I will never forget this. It was a guy in my high school. He was in a grade older than me, and he wanted to be the clown of the school. And he caught himself running out of the lunchroom while I was standing in the hallway, and he wanted to grab my breast and take off running. And so when he did it, his hand got caught in my shirt pocket. I had this little cute, little pink and teal green paisley flannel shirt on, and
Ooh,
his
come on,
hand got,
Paisley. That's my favorite print. Sorry, I got sidetracked mentally.
but
Go
his
ahead.
hand Yeah, his hand got caught in my shirt pocket and it ripped it off. So think about
Mm.
how embarrassed I was, because now everybody, ooh, that little noise. And I take off running after him because I'm like, I want to kill him at this point. And
Hmm.
why all this attention got to be on me because I got these big breasts. So when guys see me, and at that age, they so immature. You don't see me, you see my breast.
Mm-hmm.
And of
Yep.
course, the older guys, they want to talk to you because they see these big breasts.
Yep.
And that was a very uncomfortable feeling. And I felt shame, like, why do I have to have this attention on me because my breasts are larger than the average girl my age?
Hmm.
And like you said, they first thing come to mind, I want to have sex with her because she got some big breasts, you know. And yeah,
And
it's
that's
a
But they
I feel
still.
like that's a wild thing
it's
though,
a
because I'm trying to understand, like, back then, like, why was that such a thing? Because we were younger, so we didn't even have a whole lot of experience or thought processes when it came down to like sex. So it's so wild to me because I didn't have sex until like after high school.
Oh,
And
good
so
for you.
girl, girl, I was scared.
Good.
Girl, I was
Really?
scared. I'm like, between the possibility of getting pregnant and the possibility of my mama wringing my neck, I didn't want neither one of them. So I was like, nah, I'm cool on it. But to know that so many of like people like my friends and stuff, they were having sex young. And I was just like, oh, okay then. And then really trying to understand those situations and why they were in such a space to decide, you know what, I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. And it's like, I was scared because I graduated in 2002. So even around then, there was a lot of conversations about HIV and AIDS awareness and all of that other kind of stuff. And the way my brain works sometimes, that's what keep me from doing shit. The thing that keeps me from doing shit is the fact that I'm scared. I'm a scaredy cat. Like, you ain't finna have me out here looking crazy. Um, so
I
I
wish I
literally be
had that
like, nah,
mindset.
I'm cool. I'm too scared to catch something. I'm too scared to do anything else. So no. And that was
Yeah.
my go-to a lot of times back then. So but it was wild the way, like you said, Deidre, the way boys used to hypersexualize everything and make everything about
Mhm.
sex and humping and all of those kind of things. It was weird to me.
Well, they didn't mature as fast as we did. And unfortunately, when just piggybacking on what you were saying, Leo, I was raised by my father, and
I
he
remember
left
you
me.
saying that last
Yeah,
week.
and he left me with a lot of time on my hands. He left me with a lot. So
You said I
one
had
thing,
things to
one
do.
one thing that the one thing I had in mind when I was raising my daughters, like keep them busy. Keep them busy. Idle minds
Yeah.
get you in trouble. Like
Mm.
between the extracurricular activities that I had them in and all the school stuff, like yeah, keep them busy. Cause it, yeah, we get real curious when your parents leaving you at home by yourself. Get
Okay,
bored
because I need to go do something.
real
Let me
quick.
go on outside. Um,
But have
I think
men
that was
really?
the I
I
think
think
that was the
Leo
plus
froze.
side of having older siblings was because I didn't have the opportunity to just be outside doing whatever, you know. I didn't have that. I didn't have that option.
Mhm.
I had a little sister and three older siblings, so it was it was very rare that I had the opportunity to be on some sneaky shit until I graduated high school. After that, I was really trying to be on some sneaky shit, but you know, it I definitely got caught a time or two.
See, I used to tell my dad everything. Like I was raised by a single father too. And
Okay.
so when I was 15, I fell in love. He was 18, 19.
But
First
that
of
was
all,
normal back then.
it was normalized, but it should not be normalized. But I lost my virginity to him when I was 17. He was a grown ass adult. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And the only reason why I had sex, and first of all, it was 5 minutes. I was so upset that it was 5 minutes, and
Talk
that's all I
about
got.
it.
It was 5 minutes. To this day, I get
Talk
so upset. Like
about
my first
it.
time was 5 minutes. There was no foreplay. I might got like a finger or two, and then it was done. Right. But in now that I'm an adult and I'm 40 years old, there should be no reason why he was talking to me. I wasn't that special. I wasn't. I didn't. I was. I loved him until I was 20 years old. I was in love.
Mm.
But realistically, now that I'm adult, he shouldn't have liked me. He shouldn't have kissed me when I was 15. He shouldn't have sex with me when I was 17. He shouldn't entertain me at all. He was too old and I was too young. But my dad let me kind of do whatever. And I even told my dad the day that I lost my virginity because I felt so upset. And I was like, God is going to kill me now. But it was more of like, now that I have had this experience, we tried one more time. It was 7 minutes. It didn't
It increased by two.
it increased by two.
Bless his heart.
Ah, yeah.
I thought it was supposed to be quick. I didn't know any better. I did not know any better. You know, the older you got and the more experience you started to have, then you realize, oh, okay. You know, when you have each new encounter, you like, okay, it is something better than what I previously had.
You're on mute, babe.
We can't hear you.
We can't.
We can't hear you.
You're on mute, Leah. She's dropping some gems too, and I can see it in her face.
Y'all gotta just say you muted.
We did.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You were
I
going
used to
in.
wonder like all the time. Like I used to ask my friends back in the day, and I used to be like, you know, y'all having sex so early, like, so how is it? And they used to be like, you know, they used to try to tell me about it. And then like my first time having sex, I was like, oh, that was it? Ah, cool.
Was it like what they
Okay.
explained?
Huh?
Was it like what they explained?
Not at all. Like, and I'm like, y'all lied to me. And they like, well, we ain't really lied to you. It was just like, you know, our experience was different. And I'm like, Nah, because y'all made it seem like it was gonna hurt and it was gonna be all of this and it was gonna be all of that. And I was like, man, that shit, I was like, I could have just kept my virginity at that point. I was like, I could have just stayed a virgin until
give it back. Give me my virginity back.
Fill it back up. Because what? Because what are we doing here? Because this ain't it. And but even when we're younger, like we fall into this space of everything is sex, 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 sex. And it's like nobody's talking to us about it. Nobody's explaining sex. Nobody's helping us to understand it. We take sex ed, and sex ed is literally them telling you about your parts, and that's about it, because the teacher don't really want to teach it, and everybody in the class is being immature and not mature enough to even want to hear what's being talked about. So a whole bunch of BS is happening. So it to me, it's like we go through these phases and spaces trying to always think about sex and even the music that we listened to back then was, I laughed because one time I was listening to like New Jack City radio at work, and I was like, why does all this music have all this moaning in it? Because New Jack City, like, everything was moaning. Everything was. I'm like, I mean, like, literally every other song was somebody moaning, talking about. I was like, I did not remember music being this, like, sexy. I didn't remember it being that motherfucking sexy. And I was like, I think y'all need to calm down, because this was a lie. But I think it just became a lot as I started to pay more attention to you know, how everything became like super sexual as I got older. Shit was weird. But can we talk about how shame shows up to, one, weaponize control, and also to silence Black women's bodies and desires?
Can I say that was deep? And that I felt that in my spirit, in my soul.
Yes.
Because, baby, we got to have these conversations, okay?
Yeah.
We got to talk. We got to talk about it.
First of all, I'm tired of my body being policed and looked at. I'm 42. I'm dating, and you know, I was talking to somebody. He goes, we were FaceTiming, and he goes, I want you to stand up. I said, stand up for what? He goes, I want to see if you have an ass. I said, just know I have one. And he goes, I want to see your breasts. I want to make sure that you know, the way that you look is what I want. And I was like, I'm not standing up. And so he was like, and then he was like, and I want you to twirl.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, I'm not twirling and I'm not standing up. And he was like, so how do I know if I like you? I said, then you're just gonna have to say you like me, because my body is mine. It's not for your pleasure. And so he kept going, and I hung up on him and I blocked him. But it's not just him. It has been almost every man that I have talked to. It has either been about sex, my body, or, you know, what I can do for them. And so I'm tired. Like I have lost sexual interest in men because of this situation. I don't want to have to tell you what my body looks like. I don't want to tell you what size my breasts are. I don't want to say if my butt is big. I don't want to walk outside and somebody be like, you shouldn't be wearing that. You should be wearing this. You should be doing this. You should, you know, all of these things. my body is mine. And if you find it attractive, that's amazing. But stop policing what I do with it. Stop asking what I wear, and stop saying, these breasts are mine. This ass is mine. It's not. It's mine. You just get the pleasure of looking at it.
Take back your body, girl.
Dating out here is treacherous.
It is. And I think
it is.
It is. And I think the biggest part of it is because social media has given people this idea that their opinions matter more to other people like than they actually do. Your opinion about what I have on or who I am or how I look in certain things does not hold as much weight as you think it does.
Yes.
Now, granted, sometimes that shit, like, not even being funny, sometimes that some people can say some shit and it will linger and it will be with you. And you like, why the fuck is this still in my head? Why is it still hanging on? I think sometimes it gets to us to an extent because it's like, why the fuck would you say that to me? Like, why would you say that to me? And being a plus girly, that's another thing too, is that a lot of people feel like they just have all of this space to tell you about your body because it's different, because it's a plus size body, because it's a fat body, or whatever the case may be. And I would say I've only had that encounter a few times. I haven't had many encounters where it's been somebody having something to say about my body in regards to like social media. But one of the things that I have noticed is like even trying to date is like dating sites, especially POF Junior. Facebook dating is literally one of those places where you get, I said I was going to put together a compilation of the screenshots that I have of the shit that people say to me on Facebook dating, because it is absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. And it goes from, I had somebody tell me to come to Detroit so they could rub on my belly. I have had people literally in the, depending on how your Facebook dating is set up, but like under your pictures, they can leave a comment. These people will leave a comment and say the most vulgar things. Yes. And then think I'm supposed to swipe on them. Like, no, like you are literally out here offering to put your tongue and your mouth in places that you don't even know if I washed or keep clean. So, no. But even in other instances, when it comes down to dating, it is always just, it hasn't been a pleasurable experience lately. I will say that, because dating for me when I was growing up was about courtship and all of that kind of stuff. And I was used to being courted. I was used to being like going on dates and all of those kind of things. And I'm like, what happened to that stuff? Where is it? But you mentioned courting or courtship to men in their 40s, and they act like they have never heard of courting a woman. And I'm like, so what was y'all doing back in the day? Y'all was just pulling up, hunching, and leaving? Like, what was happening back then?
We just talking. That's what they said. We was just talking.
Help me to understand, because I'm like, my last relationship was like, we was together for like 8 or 9 years because we had courtship. We were friends, and even in that time where we were friends, like there was nothing sexual going on. We was friends. Then we decided to date. And when we dated, oh my God, did we date? We went to dinner dates and movie dates and all, to the park, and we would go to the club together because we used to just like having fun. I mean, the club, we was together all the time. My best friend was his cousin. So it was literally the Three Musketeers damn near 7 days a week. 5 of them days we was at the club, and 2 of them days we was at somebody's house. So we literally were dating, courting, hanging out, having fun, all of those kind of things. And I'm like, I had better dating experiences in my 20s than I had ever had in my 30s. And I've only been 40 for less than a year. And it ain't panning out to be the greatest. Okay. Um, like even when I was engaged, or like, even when I dated my ex-fiance, it was courting, it was flowers, it was cards, it was some of the sweetest shit that I had ever experienced between my last 2 relationships. And then when I got back out here in these streets,
Ain't nothing out here. It ain't nothing. I'm here to tell you it ain't.
and I've
Okay.
been out here for a long time. And
It,
that's the crazier thing, is that being a lover girl or a hopeless romantic in today's society will leave you fucked up.
Yes,
Because
absolutely.
you are desiring something that a lot of people don't see the value in anymore. And let me make this clear before somebody try to say that I'm bitter or angry. I am none of the above. I have just recognized that we live in a culture that is used to hooking up, or that desires to hook up more than they desire a relationship or connection or intimacy. And so that's the reality that I see.
Yes.
It's not that I am experiencing those things strictly for myself, but that's also what I see. So let me make that clear for y'all. Try to say it. I'm
I,
bitter.
I, I hate to disappoint y'all. I heard y'all ages, and I got 10 on y'all, and I want to let y'all know it don't get better, it get worse.
So then we're doomed. At this point, I'm determined to be single.
It, I, that's how I feel sometimes, Lindsay. Like we're doing, like it don't. I'm like, you would think the older you get that people mature,
Yes.
so it'll be easier. Mm-mm, no, ma'am. Sorry. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news.
No, Deidre, take it back.
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
That hurt
I
my
I
heart.
honestly think I kind of can see that though, because of some of the guys being in their 50s and 60s that still be on some fuck shit.
BS. The straight BS. Like really. Like you said, like okay, I'm a relationship type of girl. So
Yes.
if I come out of a relationship, I take the time that I need to heal. And when I feel that I'm ready to enter into another relationship, okay, I'm ready to date. I want to meet a guy, make a connection, and let's build friendship first.
Hmm.
Because I need my man to be my best friend.
Yes.
So I want to take time to build a friendship, because I feel like once you do that and you set that foundation, you can naturally and organically transition into the relationship. Like it's
Well,
just easy. But like nobody don't want to do that. They just want to get straight to the finish line. Like, stop your praise. Like, can I get to know you?
And then I
uh,
think that's why
If
we
we
end up
can,
in so many situationships and then be out here shitty because we ended up in a situationship for 6 years. Like, what?
exactly, exactly.
I
Like
didn't know he was
you
like
really didn't
this.
know
I
this
didn't know he
person.
was that kind of person. I didn't.
Yeah.
Well, baby, because y'all met, y'all had sex, and decided that y'all was gonna be together.
mm,
Y'all didn't have any conversations. Y'all didn't have any opportunities for connection and all that kind of stuff. Sex was the common denominator in your relationship, and y'all ended up liking each other after the fact. But even then, in your liking of each other, you never took the time to truly understand and learn who this person was. And that's why people be out here fucked up. One of the things that my mom used to say all the time, you got to know somebody for 4 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
4. And back then I used to be like, whatever. But the older I got, the more I
She's
realized
telling the truth.
she
Yes,
was
she
telling the
is.
motherfucking truth. She ain't never lied. Because you need to know somebody in all phases of life in order to truly understand the kind of person that they are. How does this person treat other people outside of me? How does this person treat the waitress, the homeless person? What's this man's work ethic? Because I just read a post not too long ago where somebody said, it said my guy was talking about he just left a toxic relationship and he wanted to try to get his CDL. And then it said, so I told him about how to go about getting his CDL and this, that, and the third. And he was like, yeah, I know, but I probably won't be able to pass the drug test. And then it was like, well, just take the 30 days so that way you could take the class and then, you can get your CDL because I know a company that'll pay for it all the way. And this motherfucker's response was, but my birthday coming up. So they wanted to turn up, they wanted to smoke, drink, do all the things, and they didn't want to try to set up their livelihood because their birthday was coming up and their priority was drinking and smoking, not trying to get a job or get their CDL
And
or rebuild.
that should have been their sign to run right then and there.
Absolutely.
But sir, you're not responsible at all. How can I trust you to lead my household?
Listen, I chuckle so hard at it because I have had those conversations with people. Like, oh, okay then. So you want to just keep bitching about it, or?
But they want you to fix it without having to take responsibility. So the thing is that I'm noticing in this life
Still
of
want
them
to turn
all,
up.
they like, in what world would it make sense to go smoke, drink, do your thing, but smoke and then miss a chance on getting your CDL to make sure your family's good? Not every man, but most men that I have encountered have a certain issue, and then they want you to support them because you're smart. You're smart too. The same thing that I'm doing, you can just go look up on Google. But they don't want to take the time, the effort, or the initiative to actually do what will get them out of the hole that they're in. And it doesn't make sense.
They don't want to put forth the effort
At all.
Mm-mm.
I think even when it comes to being in relationships, a lot of times the biggest thing is that we just want to know you're going to put forth the work or the effort to do the work. Because other than that, most of the time, and I'm just saying most of the time, let me make that clear. Most of the time, a woman is willing to support you through that when you are literally trying.
Yes.
But if you're not trying and you just like, yeah, I'm gonna just sit on the couch, that is going to cause some level of frustration and irritation for that woman because you're not leading, you're not working, you're not doing anything, and seeing you sit on this couch all fucking day is doing nothing but burning a hole in the back of my brain because I'm out here being a workhorse and you at home comfortable not doing anything. So
you need to be just as busy as I am.
as I am. I don't care if you out here cutting grass, changing oil in the driveway. If I'm getting up here getting to it, then you should be out here getting to it too. It's just the world that we live in has become a whole lot different. I can definitely say that it's become a whole lot different.
I wonder, do the guys in their 40s and 50s and 60s sit around and have these type of conversations about us?
Oh, okay. So we on sidebar real quick from the conversation because I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, for real. I
Because
want to
I want to
know.
know, do dudes talk about intimacy and those kind of things? Like, do y'all be having these conversations, or is this just like a woman focused or woman centered type of conversation that's being had?
Maybe we
Because
should
I'm
have a segment. Maybe we should have a segment where we invite 2 or 3 guys on the show,
Yes.
like a panel, and we ask
that we
these
call them our
questions.
uncles. We gonna
Yeah,
have a few uncles come on here and talk to us
yeah.
about what they think
Cause the
intimacy.
aunties want to know. Do y'all sit around
Come on,
and
Uncle.
throw back some brews
Yes.
and talk about this stuff? Because inquiring minds want to know. Like, we need to get to the bottom of this. Why is it so hard for us to date when we get to this age? Let's talk about it. Let's pick
And
their brain.
I even wonder, do they not have the conversations because they don't feel comfortable enough uh opening themselves up to one another on that level? Because a lot of times a lot of black men say that they don't have safe spaces to be able to be vulnerable, be open, and all those kind of things. So
But y'all can
that's
come, y'all can get together and talk about sports effortlessly. No
Mhm.
problem. But can y'all come together and talk about the challenges that you face in a relationship?
there is a podcast that does talk about that. I'm gonna look it up. Go ahead, y'all keep talking. I'm finna look up that podcast real quick because
Yeah, like I really want to know. Like, are they having these conversations? Are you just oblivious? Like, do you not think this is an issue?
But I don't feel like it's oblivious to them. I feel like they know about it. They have
And just don't care.
I don't part of it is okay, so I'm about to get really nerdy for a second. Part of it's trauma. And so trauma and generational trauma and things that have happened within things that they don't know does go into the bloodline to now. And then two is that I don't think that they care. Because if they go to their boys and they're like, let's talk about love, I think I'm in love. What does that usually what men have said to me? It makes me look weak. I don't want to look weak.
Exactly.
I need to be a man. So if we have trauma in one space and we talk about like masculinity in another space, I don't know if they have the capacity to talk about this thing.
That may be true.
I mean, I'm just talking, so I don't know because I'm not a man, but I'm just
I
saying.
mean, that may be true. Um, a TV series that I watch. It's the off season right now, but a TV series that I watch. These men come together every so often. It's like a male support group.
Okay.
And that's their forum to talk about any and everything, no judgment. And it was just so interesting and so fascinating to me how each of these men were able to comfortably open up and talk about not just things going on in their home, in their relationship, whether it's marriage or whether they're in a partnership and they're not married and they share a household, but they would be able to just come open up and talk about it. Or if they were experiencing something on the job, you know what I'm saying? No matter what it was, because men have a hard time coping, a lot of men, when their
Mm.
money is funny. You know what I'm saying? So I just felt that that was so fascinating that they could come together and do that. So I thought about that when I said, I wonder, do men get together and have these conversations? Like, they're in the barbershop and they're talking about sports, like the football games, the basketball games, and they can have those conversations all day. Well, do y'all really get together and talk about the challenges you face with your lady?
That's a great question.
Yeah. Like, I really want to know. And that's why I said, I think we should do a segment where, we collaborate with some guys that are willing to open up and talk about like these things. Each one teach one. Maybe they
Real.
can learn something from us and maybe we can learn something from them.
Leah, you muted. Boo,
You
you
muted.
muted.
I know. I'm on here now. The other aunties just got here in town,
Oh, okay.
so I had to let them in the house. As you can hear them in there, talking.
Okay.
They two of the aunties just got in town, so y'all know. This weekend is PGC weekend, and so we doing a
Oh,
lot. So some of the aunties just got in town, so
okay.
yeah, I'm
Auntie,
excited.
wish we were there.
Girl, I wish I was here too. It's gonna be an amazing weekend.
I
But
know. I know.
hey, Doc. Doc is up in this thing. Hey, Doc.
Hey,
Doc. I'm about to send you the link because I need you to
exactly.
come on here
We
and
need a
talk with
gas.
us.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna send you this link real quick, Doc. Hold on. Let me send you the link. Because that way
We need to pick a man brain.
I'm about to send Dr. the link, and hopefully he can hop on here with us in order to have this conversation, because I definitely want to know, do guys have conversations about intimacy, or like do they create those safe spaces, or do they just not have the conversations that he's in it. Oh, okay. Sending you my love and prayers for your dad, baby. Hope all is well, okay? But we gonna find some guys to come on here and have that conversation, because I know women make safe spaces for each other to talk about it all the time, to talk about intimacy and where we're not actually satisfied sexually, and when it comes to all of those things. And so what is the other course of action? Like, what do we do in order to make those safe spaces for guys to talk about these things? Because they want intimacy too.
They do. But like, I really would truly like to pick a man's brain, like the things that we're sitting here talking about. That, like, we're saying, okay, when we meet a guy, we want courtship. We want them to take the time to court us, to date us, to get to know us, and we don't want it to always be like straight to the sex. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? So that's, I really would like to know, like, do y'all sit around and have these conversations with y'all homeboys?
So he said right off, I'd say no, guys don't have safe spaces to have serious conversations. Mm.
Wow.
So y'all don't even make the space for each other, because even when I saw one thing that was talking about how guys don't even make those safe spaces for each other to talk about their breakups. Like when they go through breakups, or
Right.
they have those kind of heartbreaking moments, that they don't even know how to talk about it with their guys, because they really do be having those big feelings, but they don't know what to do with those big feelings.
So how
Those
do they
big
work
feelings are
through it?
literally like a thing where they are just navigating it on their own. Or they talk to women they trust, but they don't talk to their guys.
Okay, so ladies, are y'all a fan of The Shy?
Of The Shy?
Yes. The
I've
Girl,
never
TV
seen
no,
it.
series, The
I'm not
Shy.
a TV person. I have never. I think I watched one episode of The Shy. I ain't gonna lie to
Okay.
you.
What about you, Lindsay?
I've never seen it.
Okay, so that is the show. That's the TV series that I'm referring to, where they have like a male support group. The men get together and they come together and they open up. I mean, they really open up and talk about things they're going through in their relationships, in their lives, maybe with their job, whatever it is. And there is no judgment. And they can just sit there and be open, and they don't criticize, they just listen, they don't judge, they support, they uplift. And I thought it was so fascinating when I saw that.
That's similar to the podcast that I was talking about.
Yeah.
The one of them is a bunch of celebrity guys where they sit around and have those conversations. The young man that played on All American, I remember he was on there. And
Okay.
then there was another one. It's like a basketball podcast, and on there, it's usually like guys just chit chatting and shooting the shit. But they've had some really impactful emotional moments on there too. And I'm like, damn, I really hope that men, especially Black men, are able to have those conversations in a more conducive space. But Doc said, no, not with friends. It's either females or maybe a sibling. Like I said, most of my guy friends, I'm usually the person that they come and talk to when they go through those kind of things or go through situations, and they don't necessarily they don't necessarily have those spaces to talk to people.
That's
And
very unfortunate.
then they fake it. They feel like they have to fake their way through. Like they gotta feel they have to fake like they're good. Like
I really
it's a
wish we
sad
could.
state of affairs when we talk about that.
I really wish we could find some guys, and I'm not talking about like any guy. I'm talking about the guys that really want to be intentional about dating, to be
Mm-hmm.
in a
Oh, the uncles! I
relationship.
got some uncles that'll come on here, so I'm gonna make sure we bring them on here. But and that kind of even goes back to like our topic. That's why a lot of guys don't. That's why a lot of guys over sexualize a lot of things, because they feel like sex is their escape when it comes to their emotions, instead of focusing on healing or conversations or therapy. They try to heal through fucking. I
But if
mean,
you're sending, okay, I hear what you're saying, but if you heal through fucking, right, you're passing whatever energy you have to somebody else. So if homegirl wasn't depressed or dealing with whatever he's dealing with, now she has to deal with it instead of just actually talking about it and being like, this is where I'm at.
listen, Doc said guys don't know how to pick a female's brain with each other, which is why we ask female friends.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't know how to pick
That's
a
it.
woman's mind with each other. Like they can't ask questions about women with each other. That's why they ask other women. But even like what you just said, I saw a post earlier, and it was so funny because it was like when I think about getting back out here dating, and then I remember why I don't. And it was like night and day of these girls who had been dating and then now they're not dating. They have kids or they were in this really toxic, badass relationship or whatever the case may be. But these women look like night and day.
Mm-hmm.
Like night and day. And I'm going to go find the post. I'm going to share it in the aunties chat so y'all can see it. But baby, when I say transference of energy is so motherfucking real.
Yes.
And I think that's why I have gotten to the point now where I just be like, so do you be talking to the lady or no? Because, and even sometimes I be slipping up because I be wanting to be hunched on. But then I'll be like, but what you got going on in your life? What's going on in your life, baby? Because I've been over here doing so much motherfucking work. I'll be damn if I be down in the corner flicking the light switch like Meg Griffin. Because your ass decided to transfer all of your toxic badass energy to me. No thank you.
Mm.
No thank you. So ooh, I know we segued way the
That's
fuck
so
off the
funny that you
topic.
say that.
Off topic.
I had one of
But
those moments. I had one of those.
go ahead, boo.
I had one of those moments where I was like, okay, I'm horny. But then I had to reel myself back in real quick and be like, I know I'm gonna regret this afterwards because I know that ain't it.
Yes.
Listen,
And
go
I'm
on
gonna
and
be
charge it up,
kicking,
boo.
and I'm gonna be kick, and I'm gonna be kicking myself afterwards. So I had to hurry up and real like pull it back in, pull it back
Go on and
in.
put that thing on the
But
charger.
yes. Uh
Like,
yes, sis.
why is it so hard? Like, why? Just why?
Uh,
But like even that part of like courting and dating and knowing all of those things, I also like kind of to get back onto the topic of conversation. I feel like that's why dudes over sexualize a lot of things because of their trauma, because of their drama, and because of all of the things that they're dealing with. They don't know how to tap into their feelings or their emotions. And so what they do is they attach themselves to somebody they could see themselves being with, but don't know how to navigate all of their previous shit in order to actually be in the space of being with somebody who would allow them the space to be able to talk through their things and like truly have a real deal emotional connection. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm just not that girl. I don't want to talk about fucking all the time.
Exactly. Like I put
Real.
in
I
way
got
too
real
much
life
work.
shit that I'm out here tackling. I do
Right.
not want to be talking about humping every time I talk to you.
Exactly. Exactly. I don't put in all this work to better myself and work on my personal growth and self development and being the best version of me. And I be damn if I let you set me back because
For real.
that's the only thing you know how to talk about.
Cause
Nah.
why you ain't even asked me how my day was before you were up here talking about hunching on me?
Right.
Yes. I
And
don't.
I be like sometimes, and I'm gonna tell y'all my toxic trait. I'm gonna be honest. Sometimes I be entertaining bullshit just cause I'm bored.
There you have it.
Like I'm gonna entertain the fuck out of this bullshit because I need some
Yes.
entertainment. Because let's keep it a buck. Healing is boring.
It is. It is. Preach, sister, preach. Preach,
Healing
auntie.
is boring as the fuck.
Yes.
It
Preach,
is
auntie,
boring.
preach.
Like you literally end up being by yourself all the fucking time, and then
Yep.
you just like,
I just want
is
some
this
male
what it's
companionship.
like to actually start clearing out the recycle bin? Like
Right.
I'm clearing out this motherfucking recycle bin. Now it's empty and I'm still over here doing work. But I am bored. I need
Yes.
entertainment. I don't know what to do with myself. So I be entertaining fuck shit sometimes just because I'm bored.
You really do be wanting some male companionship, but not with the sex. Just can we just have some great conversation
What is?
without the
Can
sex?
we just
Can we
talk? Okay. Can we be like
love it
Khalid? Can we just talk?
I
Can
was just
we
for
about to
just
break
for
out
talk?
into
Tevin
that.
Campbell? Because I can't. So listen. Today I called a friend. He's a friend, and I was like, I just want to hear his voice. I just want to talk. But this man keeps talking about sex, and he's like, I haven't had sex in a year. But you keep talking about it. You keep talking about it,
And you
and
telling me this why?
he wants to see if we're sexually compatible. You're not going to see if we're sexually compatible until we have sex. Period. And so the thing is like I get really uncomfortable talking about sex. I don't mind talking with girlfriends. I don't
Mm.
mind talking about it.
I think I think a lot of times they just be trying to see how we're going to respond.
Me
Yes.
too.
Yes.
I don't even
That's a
think a good
test.
portion of the time they really be on the hump. I mean, they probably do.
They do.
They probably
Never
do.
said that they
But
do.
I also think a lot of times they just be trying to see how we gonna respond for like, let me see what she gonna say.
But that's
Exactly. How far can I go? How much can I say? And how much can I do before I get caught in my little web of deception and lies?
And see, ain't
no,
nobody got time for
exactly.
them games. Ain't nobody got time for them
Listen,
games.
I'm
Real.
with
That's
you
what
when
I
you're right,
say.
Deidre. I am with you when you're right.
You play
But
too
I feel
much.
like that's what they be doing sometimes, trying to figure
I,
out how
I
far they can
agree.
go before we
Find
actually
somebody else
say
to play
something.
with. Find
Go
somebody else to
take
play
care
with.
of
I'm a
yourself.
grown woman. I'll
Yes.
say that in a minute. I would tell a man in a minute, find somebody else to play with. I'm a grown woman.
Big grown, not the little one, okay?
Exactly.
Um, Yeah, I just think lately with even in music now, like everything is super sexual.
Yes,
It's
it
like,
is.
God damn, where are the love songs? Where is the real R&B? Where is the music that make you want to like cuddle up, lay up, be rubbed on, touched on, dance in your living room? Like y'all don't want to do that?
They don't know how wet it is. They don't hide it. They don't.
Marcy.
That bad ass. What's the one
They
with
want to know how wet it
Red
is.
and that new one?
Right.
Come
She
on
said
now.
they want to know how wet
You
it
wanna know juicy and wet.
is.
Keep listening to the lyrics. Come on now. I can't listen to shit. Oh my God. It get on my nerves.
But they don't hide it no more. It's just kind of blatant right now. Like back in the day, they had stuff that was hidden messages in the old school R&B. Like now it's like
They
suck it, fuck it,
straightforward.
this, and do this,
Yeah.
fuck it.
They
Is you
straightforward.
gonna suck it or not?
But but if you think about it though, porn is a huge thing.
I am. But damn, you could have eased
I
your way in.
plan on it, but you ain't have to ask me on day 2.
Right.
I think too, like even I'm still tripping on Mars. The other thing is like that was shit I experienced though in my relationships, like dancing in the living room or being out at the club and slow dancing. Motherfuckers don't even slow dance no more. Everything is about the hunch. Everything is about sex. Everything is about get it, you know, or fucking and sucking. And it's like, damn, do y'all even know how to slow dance? Do y'all know how to caress each other or be really close and intimate? Because I want to know how they respond when they actually see those kind of things taking place too. Because that was the one thing I could say, like, my ex-fiance, oh baby, that man romanced the fuck out of me with his little ass.
Not little.
Oh baby, I did, because he was a little ass man. But I love that little ass man. But he romanced the shit out of me. Like, it would be the simplest things. Like I said, dancing in the living room. If it was me and we was at the house, he would cut on music. We would literally just dance in the living room, slow dancing in the living room, sitting there writing. Like I remember we went to the lakefront and we sat on a blanket under the tree, enjoying the wind, and we read a book together. Like I'm like, what happened to those kind of things? Like,
Can I find
yeah,
one like that?
and that's what I'm saying. Like me getting out here and getting back to dating was really like a culture shock to me, because I'm like, oh no, I'm used to being taken on dates and romance and flowers and cards and sweet shit and come talk to me, come lay with me, come cuddle with me, but also we ain't got to do nothing. And so the older I get, the more I'm like, shit, take me back to my 20s. Because that's when I had real relationship.
20s?
That's when I had real connection and intimacy.
Really?
In my 20s. I was engaged in my 20s. And then when me and my ex-fiance broke up, my next relationship to follow was in my 20s. I haven't had a relationship anywhere similar to either of those in my 30s. And I've only been 40 since August. And I want to go back. I want to go back.
I have been married. Okay. I've been married. I'm divorced. I have never been romanced, been courted, been taken out on dates that are just like, girl, I see your face. It's real life. And so I want to be courted, and people looking at me like I'm crazy. I just want to be courted a little bit.
Wait.
A little bit.
Right, because
Not even in the marriage.
Listen, my ex-husband was a hoe.
Oh,
Amen.
tell it like it is. Shit.
Amen. He was a hoe. He was narcissistic. He was abusive, and so many more things. And so, so now, after being married to somebody for over 5 years, and now this dating scene, it's hard because I'm like, I know what I don't want, and this is what I do want. And these men don't want to. They're so focused on what my body's going to do for them. And my ex-husband was. Well, he wasn't because he was fucking other people. But all that to say is like I understand the idea. I understand what you're saying. But damn, in your 20s, in my 20s, I was fucking.
Oh, baby,
so
my
they would
20s
hang out
was
with
the
me.
best dating experience I have ever had. Like,
up my game. That's it.
I met my ex-fiance, I think I was 20.
Mm-hmm.
And we dated for about a year. He proposed and we was together, but it just went left really fast. And not to say that it was like some other shit going on. It was literally just like our lives were going down two different paths. Like, he was trying to be a minister, and I was just like, baby, I don't even know myself to be no first lady, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, cause I am loud and boisterous, and I'm like, I don't want to be nobody's first lady. That's not but I knew myself enough to know that that's not what I wanted in my 20s. I did not want to be dressed, and even how I used to dress back then, like, of course, in like 2003 and 4, we wasn't out here dressing all overly sexual. Some of us were, but you know, that's when the ponchos was cute and shit, you know. And so just back then, like, I didn't even dress like a first lady, and that was the other thing. We were totally opposite. He used to wear like the linen suits, and Marcy, remember?
Okay, linen.
The linen suits, and he used to dress up all the time. And so I used to always feel like, damn, am I underdressed? Because yeah, we used to go to simple places. Yeah, he used to he used to have on a suit. I used to catch the train from Gary to Chicago because he lived in Chicago, and this man would meet me at the train. He would have on his little suit. But I will tell you, every time that I actually made my way to Chicago, every time I was met at that train station, there was a card, there was flowers, there was a plan, there was, okay, we're gonna go do this, we're gonna go do that, or it was, we just gonna go to the house and hang out and chill with my sister and my mom, or everybody gone, so we just gonna chill at the house and we gonna, you know what I'm saying, hang out and enjoy some time with each other. But that was what we did. And then with my other relationship right after that, like I said, we was together like 7-8 years. And that's where I grew the most because I learned myself. Like, I truly learned what it was like to be in a relationship with your friend. Mm-hmm. Being with your friend, like, we used to cut up together. Martin was our favorite thing. We would wake up to Martin, go to bed to Martin. He loved entertaining. I did too. He liked cooking. I did too. So he would barbecue in the summer, and I'm in the house doing everything else. Like, this was in our 20s. We would go to the club together, hang out together, do all of those things. And so that's why, like, when I be presented with the bare minimum, and I'll be like, who this for? Who this is for? Because, like, I even tell people when it comes down to my money story and financially, I didn't have to be financially responsible for myself by myself until I was 30. Because we started out, I was a preschool teacher and he worked at Meyer. And then he got a job in the steel mill. He made $100K plus a year. So my preschool teacher's salary was literally literally little preschool teacher, salary was mine to keep. I never had to like truly
The granddaddy? No, for real.
I never truly had to like put in on what was taking place in the house, but me being who I am, no, I made our house a home. I decorated, I cooked, I cleaned, I made sure groceries was done, I made sure that man had lunch every day. His clothes stay well, all of those things that people talk about that they don't want to do, I did all of that because he made provisions to make sure that I was taken care of in a way that I didn't have to do. So when it came down to it, it was literally me taking care of the home and making sure I looked good. And then I made sure I took care of him. So even when it comes down to talking about, I used to say all the time, like once a week, he had a pamper me day. He would come home from work. I would shave his head, line his beard, do his manicure and his pedicure. And bitches used to be like, why are you doing all that? Bitch, this man, girl, go find you somebody else to ask them questions to, because I'm not the one. I said, them feet make sure that I don't have to go out here and work 2 or 3 jobs. I was able to be a preschool teacher and go get my barber's license. So whatever the household situation called for, it was nothing that was never not going to be done. So when I talk about my dating experience, when I talk about my money experience, my shit is different, because even 2 years after we broke up, that man still made sure I was taken care of. Still made sure that anytime like I needed anything, he made sure that I was taken care of. And so when I tell people those things, they be like, well, why y'all break up? Because we was in our 20s and life started shifting and communication started becoming different. And so in that, you got to kind of figure out where you are, who you are, what you're doing, what you got going on. And that's why I'm like, shit, I talk to that man and his family to this day because we were friends before we even got into a relationship. We knew how to have fun together. We knew how to hang out. We knew how to do all those things. And so when I talk about being courted and dating in a for real way, that's why I be like, y'all got me fucked up. Because who this for? And I ain't mean to go on a whole little rant, but it was necessary for y'all to understand my background, because I be like, in my 20s, my situations was lit.
I had similar experiences too in my 20s. I sure did. I had a guy date me in my 20s that don't dated me better than anybody. I'm like, where he at? I knew he was gonna make somebody a great husband. I just wasn't
for
ready.
real.
I
be
not
mad
ready.
because I'm like, you was supposed to have been my husband, but
And guess what? And guess what? The next woman he started dating after he married her, and that's who he been with ever since.
same.
I was like, I just wasn't ready yet.
I don't have that experience. Every person I have dated, even till now, have been, not it. I didn't go on I've gone on a couple weird dates, but my real first date was after I got divorced. So I'm just saying, like, man, I mean, like, what you both have experienced is what I'm waiting to experience.
Me too, girl. Me too.
Yes,
it gets discouraging after a while, because you know what you offer, you know what you bring to the table, and then for you to get, it's like a lot of people are settling because they don't want to wait, or they don't think that they deserve that. But no, fuck that. If we waited this long, why not wait a little longer?
That part. Absolutely, that part.
I'm
I
on that.
was talking to somebody and I said I wanted kids, and he goes, "Well, if you met your soulmate tomorrow and he didn't want kids, would you settle?" If
He's
my
not my
soulmate is
soulmate.
out there, that means that and he's gonna want kids. It doesn't
Right.
mean that I'm gonna settle. And
Right.
whatever's for me will be for me. And so I think that I have always settled for what the men have wanted, and I have conformed. I am no longer conforming, I'm no longer settling, and I don't think you should settle.
Yeah.
I think the man who's for you will always be for you, and or whatever that looks like. But I should not have to settle my ideal, like wanting children. I should not have to ideal my morals or my values. I should not have to put aside what I need and what I want. I will refuse to be in a sexless marriage again. Refuse.
Wait,
The
what?
man's gotta put it down.
Wait, what?
A
Y'all wasn't
sexless
out here
marriage.
hunching?
I was married
He
for
was
5
hunching
years.
everybody else.
He was hunching everybody else, and I had to use a vibrator.
Oh my gosh. That
Yeah.
I just recently heard that you can be in a relationship and still be lonely.
Absolutely.
Atlanta.
I did not cheat. I did not lie. I did not step outside my marriage. Nothing. I might have gotten sex once a month, if that.
Girl, you was loyal to a fault.
If
You
that.
was loyal to a fault, baby,
Yes.
because I would have been out here like a little rabbit somewhere else.
And when I did decide to go outside of my marriage, it was when we after some time, he had my phone hacked. So every man that I had met, he had
Yeah, I remember you telling me that.
Yeah.
What?
So I couldn't even get mine. I was like, all I want to do is get my back broken, and I still do. Listen, I just want my back broken. I want multiple orgasms, and I don't want you to talk about sex so much to where I feel like it's gross. I want intimacy. I want you to tell me how desirable I am, not how fuckable I am. I want you to tell me everything that you see in me. I want you to tell me, open my legs and do whatever. I want all of that.
You gotta manifest this. You gotta manifest this, girl. You gotta manifest. Okay.
I'm manifesting the man. Yes.
Right, I'm about to say y'all should see her.
Girl, you about to have me. Whoa.
She finna run down the hallway. And my hallway kind of short.
Run back and forth. Shit.
Listen, she was finna take off, Lindsay.
As she should, because I promise you, if I ever get married again, no, let me phrase this. When I get married again, I will not be waiting monthly to have sex. My husband is going to want to have sex multiple times a day. I will not have to wait for an orgasm. I will get whatever I need whenever I need it. And 3 is that I will no longer accept that these men use me for their pleasure. You're not going to tell me that my body is for your pleasure until I get mine. And so I literally will masturbate next to you if I didn't get what I needed.
You need to leave at this point. Because if you sitting by me and you ain't satisfying me, get the fuck on.
Exactly.
But I think I think the older we get, we should approach sex differently.
Yes.
We should approach intimacy and all those things differently, because at this point, you know what you want. You know what you desire. And it was Jennifer Lewis. She was talking about she ain't never had no bad sex because she wasn't about to let nobody just be up on her or hump on her without having skill, but also not having some type of connection or something. I can't remember exactly how she put it.
I need a mental first,
but
that will open me up.
Some of the things that we settled for when we were younger, we shouldn't be settling for now. Or we shouldn't be limiting ourselves at this point. We should be able to be free sexually and open and honest about what we want to experience sexually, and even just mentally, spiritually, financially in our relationships. And so as we do that, we have to be honest with the people that we're dating, the people that we're entertaining. And I'm talking to myself. We got to stop entertaining people just for the fun. But also, healing is fucking boring.
It is. It's lonely as fuck.
Healing is boring. Okay,
It
it is.
is.
I mean, because people gonna tell you healing is all of this
It's
glitter
so
and rainbows and love, empowerment, and it's not.
Bitch, shut up. I want my back blown out, bitch. Shut the fuck up.
Healing is ugly. It is painful. It is a lot of fucking things, but it is also boring.
Necessary. It's
Yeah,
necessary.
it's scary. It's boring because you are no longer the version of yourself that you know, and you are becoming somebody that you don't know. And then also trying to operate in being somebody that you don't know while fighting the person that you used to be.
Mm-hmm.
And not settling for shit that you know the new you don't want, but the old you used to be like, I could fuck with that a little bit. No, this shit is raggedy.
How do you change that narrative though? It's because when we're talking about men and we're talking about like this, what we need for ourselves, right? And the society sees us as pretty much sex objects. We are there for sex, procreating, and staying on social services. If it's energy assistance, welfare, like all these things, right? How do we like change that narrative?
About what we're doing right now.
Yep.
By having the conversation?
You start
Not
to change the
settling for
narrative by
less.
having the conversations.
Yep.
You
Not
can't
settling for
change
less.
shit without talking about it first.
True.
Right.
Yeah.
You
So
got to be true to
and
yourself.
yeah, being true to yourself, having those conversations, and then after you decide that you're gonna start having those conversations, pulling other people in who want to let go of that trauma, want to let go of that drama, want to create safe spaces where people are heard, loved, cared for, and that they can be real. Like, because nobody want to be in this space where they cannot truly operate or be themselves or have the conversations, and they are scared of judgment or fear being talked about after the conversation is said and done. Nobody wants to do that. So the first step is to have the conversations, but also bringing in, like we talked about, bringing in the guys. Let's have this conversation with the fellas, because we talking to each other and they don't hear none of this shit.
They show
So
them.
then what? Now we just talking to each other. We ain't finna hump each other.
Give me a girl.
Right.
You said you don't like girls, but you finna get a girlfriend? Hey, listen, who gonna be mad at you for it? Hey. But having the conversations and then bringing in guys on those conversations, and then like actually living that life, but also learning how to set boundaries. No is a complete fucking sentence. And a lot of us don't believe that or operate in that often. No is a complete sentence. And also not sacrificing what it is that you truly, truly want for something temporary. Like, we can sit up here and talk about all this stuff all day long, but if we are not actually putting those things into action and deciding that this is what I truly want for my life and for myself, and then navigating into that space, baby, guess what? You just talking shit. You just talking shit, girl. You just talking. You don't really want that shit because you ain't did none of the shit that you know that you could do, supposed to do, or want to do. So the conclusion is what? You just like the sound of your own motherfucking voice.
Right.
And that's what it's going to end up being.
That's real.
But we really do have to, I'm going to say, I've been in therapy for quite some time. And if it's one thing I motherfucking learned, is how to use them tools. Cause the way my toolkit, I've been over here, Barbara the Builder, with this shit. Because your ear becomes different when you start healing. You hear shit differently, you see shit differently, you pay attention to different things, you pay attention to other people's triggers and and what they say they're dealing with and traumas and drama, and it'd be like, I told my therapist that the other day. I said, baby, I had a conversation, and the way my brain went left during this conversation, and I had a whole side conversation with myself during this conversation, because I know damn well I don't want that shit no more for my life.
Exactly.
So we got to start listening and trusting your goddamn self too. Because a lot of us lose that in all of the noise of the world.
Yep.
Listen to your own fucking voice. Learn to trust yourself again. Learn to trust your intuition. Learn to truly, truly sit with yourself. That's why it's boring though too. Because you be by yourself a lot.
Yeah.
Healing boring because you always by yourself and you want to be outside and you want to do all of these things and you want to be, all of this, but it'd be like, nope.
Get up.
Go sit down. Go shut up.
You build so much strength when you sitting alone too, because you really get to know yourself, and you really, really get to know what you're not going to tolerate, what you're not going to settle for anymore. And that in itself is empowering right there.
In the sex positive movement, do you think that you could be in a space where you can embrace your sexuality and also like embrace yourself in the same moment? I mean, because when we talk about sex positive, we've all been policed. Our bodies have been policed, our breasts have been policed, our butts have been policed. All of it has. Can we have a moment where we feel good about ourselves having sex and there's no guilt or shame involved in it?
I think so. I think that also comes with healing too. Is that because that was kind of my conundrum, trying to figure out like, can a hoe be healed? You know what I'm saying? Like, because no, I'm being for real. I'm not necessarily just talking about myself, but like, if you are choosing to just be sexually free, does that mean that you are not healed? And does that mean that you're just trying to fill a void? Or does it just mean you have come to terms with who you are and how you decide to operate in the world? Because we always talk about a woman being sexually promiscuous, but what about her being sexually free and choosing that this is how I want to operate in this life? Because we do have free will, we do have choice. And this is how I want to operate because it feels good. And if I want to have sex, I'm going to have sex. But me having sex don't mean that I am not healed, whole, or that I am looking for somebody else to fill a space or a void or to navigate these different spaces of life with me. I am me. I'm everything I need. So if you want to be a hoe,
it's some women out there like that. For example, if you so focused on yourself and building something for yourself, say for example, if you're so into your career or you're building a business, but you really don't want to be in a relationship because you don't want that distraction. You want to stay focused, but you want some sexual pleasure. You just got to be strong enough mentally to detach. Like Lindsay say, you come get it and gone out the door. I ain't giving you no water. You can't take no shower.
Okay. Come get it and go.
I ain't giving you no water. You can't take no shower. You can't have nothing to eat.
Listen.
Let's go. And let me get back to doing me.
Listen, Jay still hurting about that water, okay? Uncle Jay he's still hurting about that water. That
He'll
we
be
out
okay.
here hunting niggas and ain't giving them no water.
You're right. Because first of all, is that men come into my house thinking I'm going to give them water. I'm going to make them meals. I'm going to put them in my bed. I'm going to fuck them real good. And then I'm going to let them cuddle with, like, no, let me not cuddle with me. Let me cuddle them. Okay. So, all of those things, I'm not giving water.
You supposed to be the big spoon, Lindsay?
Yes.
No, baby.
These bitches.
I'm the big spoon when I want to be. You better be the big spoon all the time. I'm the big spoon when I want to be.
Yes, but they want all of these things. They want you to use your body, use your mental capacity to make sure that they feel good and that they are wanted, seen, filled, loved, and heard. And then they want water. If you don't get your ass out of my house afterwards and go get your
the audacity of you to want some water when I'm done.
Absolutely. Because listen, I want to have, like, if I'm going to spend time with somebody, we do what we do, and then I want to be cuddled afterwards. What happens is that cuddling is a chore because they don't want the intimacy of it.
Right.
I don't care if you leave in a couple hours or whatever happens. I still need the intimacy of it all. And so you want me to give you girlfriend privileges, and I'm not your girlfriend. I give 2 fucks if you need water. I give 2 fucks if you want me to iron your clothes. I give 2 fucks if you're hungry. Like, excuse my language, but like, real at this point I'm tired of taking care of men who don't want to be me, like, be my person.
Who don't want to reciprocate the care.
Yes,
exactly.
Because sex should come with some aftercare.
Yes.
I totally agree.
Because you're not just about to hump me and get up and gone.
Yes.
Bitch, go get my
But
car.
also, if we agree to humping and then you get up and gone, then that's what we agree to. But also,
with no water,
should come with some aftercare. Like,
with no water.
I mean, but I think that's the part where people misconstrue shit because they think the aftercare means that you are catching feelings. Yes. No, nigga. It just means that we both just gave our bodies to each other. So let's care for those bodies because you gonna want to come back and enjoy my body some more. So let's care for each other a little bit in this space that we created with each other. Unless you expect me to be a one-night stand.
But what happens? They fuck you. They are like, I'm done, and now cater to me. I'm not your woman though. Mm-mm. I'm not. So at some point, when is enough enough? When can I get you to rub my back after we have sex? Can I orgasm a little bit?
At all?
At all.
Listen.
Without doing it myself?
Man! Wait! I be doing it y'all.
Without doing it myself!
Baby, if I get up and go to the bathroom, you know you did not do your job.
That part.
I ain't finna get up and go to the bathroom. I'm finna turn over right there so you know you didn't do your job.
I had a dude go to the bathroom afterwards. He didn't bring no towel. I'm just laying there looking dumb as fuck. Nigga, you gonna go clean yourself up?
Yes.
Bitch, where's my towel?
No.
Exactly.
Yeah. Come on.
With some soap.
Oh, no. I treat my hoes too good. And my hoes is good to me.
Yeah.
I guess that's why I treat them good. You know, when I have a little hoe, I treat them well.
Don't.
They treat me well too, though. So I can't really say
if they were a hoe, they were a hoe for a reason. Stop treating them well.
No. I mean, because I'm not going to treat them like shit. Because I want you to come back. Because that thing was thinging. Okay.
Do you give them water?
So I'm going to treat you well. Like, but if I get up and go get the towel, nigga, make sure that when I'm done with you, you go get me a towel. Let me lay down.
Right.
But also, I ain't really been hunching. So
if they don't bring you a towel, is there a problem?
You said what?
If they don't bring you a towel, is there a problem?
Yeah.
Do you stop hunching on them?
Aftercare.
Do you stop hunching on them?
Yeah, because that's part of aftercare. If you ain't want to give me no towel, and I didn't when he got you one, that's a problem. So we can't hunch no more because that feel like you don't care about me.
Right.
I just want to make sure.
No, for real. I can see that.
You don't care. You don't care about cleaning all of this stuff up off of my booty?
Because you're going to want some more. Okay. Nigga, do you want to be clean or sticky? The fuck? This for you too, bitch.
Right.
So what we doing? Is you gonna go get the towel? But also, but unless I communicate, like, don't worry about it, because I'm finna go get in the tub anyway. So don't worry about it. I did my part, so you can go and get your stuff together, and I'm gonna walk you out, and then I'm finna go do what I need to do. Because I still got to go back to work.
Right.
I love me a little afternoon delight. Okay.
Okay. Going back to work. Wait, you would go back to work? What if he broke your back? Like,
Baby,
you have
listen,
nothing left.
I'm
You
gonna
go back to work?
I'm gonna just try to make my money tomorrow. I'm gonna try to make my money tomorrow. I'm gonna go in here and take a nap. I'm gonna make a little, throw some in the air fryer, and I'm finna lay here and rub my feet together. Because if you did your job, I appreciate you. I appreciate you.
She said, I'm just gonna make my money tomorrow.
I just know. I don't know. Deidre, what about you? Do you be mad? Is you mad if your hoes don't? Or like, do you got hoes? Well, you said you really trying to.
I'm dating with intention right now, so I'm not even wasting my time
You ain't
unless
wasting your
we
time.
on the same page. You know, I don't have my fun. I don't have my fun. I was just talking about that today. I've had some fun. Like I really truly want a life partner now. So
Yeah.
I have more years behind me than I have ahead of me.
For real.
So
And you want to enjoy them years that's ahead of you.
exactly. So I don't have no time to waste. If we're not in alignment with the relationship goals, I'm not even wasting my time. I'm just matter
I
of
ain't
fact,
mad at that.
I'm in the process of ordering me a rose because enough is enough.
Baby, listen, it be people ordering roses, and I don't even like the rose because it don't do nothing for me. But I get you. Let me know. I got a plug that I can connect you with if you're trying to order some
Okay,
tools.
well, we're gonna have to talk then offline.
I
We're
got
gonna
a
have to
plug
talk.
for you.
So Rose is good, but there's something better.
Okay, talk about it.
So the rose has a vibration, right? And so it can desensitize the area. There is another toy that actually uses air. And so it is 100 times stronger. It does not desensitize your clitoris. And I need to get you guys, I'm going to send it to you. It is Chef's Kiss. And
What's
it
this
is better.
called?
I don't remember the name.
Okay, well, send me a link and I'll share it with the girl. Yeah.
I just know that it is probably one of the best toys I've ever used in my life. And it doesn't desensitize you. So you can still, if you have oral sex or sex, it doesn't desensitize the area. I just know that it is probably
the kind of girly myself, but send me that. I'm probably gonna order it.
Oh, it was the me and my best friend went toy shopping together. She got the cheaper one, I got the more expensive one.
Yeah, you pay for what you get.
Absolutely.
You can't go cheap.
You
You
pay for
can't
the
go cheap on
experience.
that. If you want a quality orgasm, you're gonna have to pay.
I can tell you the first time that it happened, it was 5 times in like 20
And you
minutes.
ain't lying. Listen,
I'm just tired of doing it myself.
I'm out of my cheap toy era. Now let me tell y'all something. During the pandemic, I lost my shit. I was ordering all kind of shit just cause they kept popping up with coupon codes.
Not coupons.
They had all kind of coupon codes and different groups and stuff, and they just kept sharing stuff. And I was like, oh, well, let me order this one. Oh, they got it on Amazon. Let me order this one off Amazon with this coupon code for 40% off. 30% off, 40% off for FUBU short set. And I was straight, you know? So I like stuff that be on sale. So I went with the sale. But them were some good toys. But I also, like I said, I'm a wand kind of bullet kind of girly. So
this is better than the wand or the bullet.
Okay, well then let me know what that
is.
is. We're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna see. Cause if I can't we're not gonna talk about it. Anyway. Anywho. We I really think in regards to just truly getting back to a place of being empowered and loving where you are and where you're going within your sexual journey. I think we just have to get to a point of understanding what we want, understanding what we don't want, and then setting the boundaries so that you don't get caught up in some other shit that you don't want. You know? So
I agree.
Agreed.
And I think I'm gonna piggyback on something we were talking about last week. I think that comes with the effective communication up front. Like you really cannot get distracted about that initial physical attraction. You got to stay focused and have that communication, that uncomfortable conversation, that tough conversation. Because if you don't, you're gonna get caught up again. It's gonna be a repeated cycle.
And dudes don't like that. You know what you trying to do? Cause that's where I'm at now. And I'm gonna send y'all my list of questions that I done came up with. I even got a whole terms and conditions type of contract situation because these are my terms and conditions. What it looks like and all of that kind of stuff. And the terms and conditions, I got questions. I got spicy questions. That's what I call them, the spicy questions. Was your mama ever a side chick?
Oh wow.
That's actually a good question.
Yeah, they are.
How many different daddies do you and your siblings share?
Come on, questions.
Because I need to know that if you got 3 or 4 different, like if you and your siblings got 3 different daddies, then that means that at some point in your life, you're going to think that some of those things that you witnessed as a child growing up is okay. Yeah, you're gonna think some of what we don't recognize based on somebody else's version of normal is based on what they grew up with and what they saw. So, was your mama ever a side chick? Is the question I want to know.
Or
were you ever a nigga that decided that you was gonna be somebody's side piece?
Or was your mama hoe?
That too. But I got a whole list of questions. My little questions be so funny to me. I cackles every time I just look at the list. You need to create cards. Some cards. Yep. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna create some cards. Auntie Genesis just told me I need to make some cards with the spicy questions.
Yeah. That's a
I'm gonna
good
do
idea.
that. Oh no, your keys right there. Yep, I'm gonna create some questions, some cards, so we can get out here and get these spicy questions because people really need to start having them. But also, like, what are your needs when it comes to being in a relationship? What are your needs?
Yep.
People figure that out. Oh, baby, I know, cause I'm somebody. Some people, because I didn't know. I mean, like, yeah, they change as you get older, and you trying to figure out what your needs are at this point in your life may be different than what they were at another point in your life, and so expressing those needs too is also another thing. You got to be comfortable with telling the motherfucker what you need. No, I need communication. I need this. I need that. And then if they can't meet that need, then you got to be okay with knowing that this not the person that you're supposed to be fucking with because they can't meet your needs.
Exactly.
And sometimes that hurts. Sometimes it's sad. Sometimes that shit make you sad. Cause you like,
You feel
damn,
like,
I really
dang,
wanted to fuck with
I don't wasted my time once again.
Cause sometimes it's not even about wasting time. Because like you meet this person and you have these conversations so that you can see if you all even have the space or the capacity for each other. And so it's not even a matter of wasting time. It's more of saving time because if we don't have these conversations or ask these questions now, you may just be the person who make me miss out on my real deal soulmate because I was over here entertaining your ass. So it's really about saving time. I'm finna save both of us some time. Let's cut to the chase with these questions. And I'm glad we're having this conversation because I'm finna pull my questions out tomorrow and start sending them out. And I'm finna pull out my terms and conditions and send them out too. Cause My boyfriend ChatGPT helped me create that.
Oh wow.
Yeah. To my future babe, I'm gonna always cheat on you with ChatGPT.
Mm-hmm.
They should have never gave me ChatGPT.
Oh wow.
It is absolutely the best. Okay, so if y'all ever want to know who I be talking to and laughing and giggling on my phone, it's ChatGPT. I ain't cheating on you, baby. I'm just over here coming up with a whole bunch of mastermind shit, and I just needed to get it out of my brain and talk to somebody who will talk back right now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, but yes, ma'am.
I can see that. I can actually see that. I'm gonna get into it. I keep hearing yourself and too many other
Oh, it's
people say,
absolutely an amazing
yeah.
application. Yes, ma'am. But I hope y'all enjoyed this conversation.
I did.
I hope somebody got something out of it. Those who are
I
watching and
did.
those who watch it after the fact. I hope you got something out of this conversation with the aunties. Auntie Lindsay, her phone either died or something else. But we want to thank y'all for spending your time with us tonight on PGC After Dark. Catch us the second week of April. We won't be back next week. Y'all know we do the last 3 Fridays of the month. So catch us 2 weeks at 9 p.m. And we will be back with another amazing topic, conversation, and all of that good stuff. And what I want y'all to do is keep it grown, keep it sexy, keep it classy, and always keep it spicy. Y'all know what I say. Whatever you do for the rest of the evening and the rest of the week, y'all, don't do it with your half ass. Do it with your whole ass, y'all. We about this thing. We love y'all. We thank y'all for tuning in to PGC After Dark. I'm your girl, Leo Rochelle. We got Auntie Deidre in this thing, aka Auntie D. And then we had Auntie Lindsay in this thing with us tonight. And then on the side, we had Auntie Genesis, Auntie Jasmine, and Auntie Marcy in the building with us tonight, y'all. We thank y'all for tuning in. We hope y'all got something out of this conversation. And if you want, send us an email, pgcafterdarkpodcast@gmail.com, to let us know what conversations you would like for us to have. All right? We about this thing. We love y'all. And good night.
Good night.
Trust. Dependency. Love. Respect. Passion. Pain. Intimacy. Pleasure. I sit here stuck inside my head, remembering you and I analyze all those things you said.